Hello again. I've got another book for you. It's called Last Stop on Market Street. It's written by Matt de la Pena and illustrated, or the pictures were drawn by Christiana Robinson. It's another book about the city. It's another book about a child and their grandmother. Can you tell I'm somebody's grandmother? Here's the first illustration. It's a different looking city than the one in the last story. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. Here he is, coming out the church door. Here's the rest of the scene. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on the flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in and gave CJ a wave and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked, and he pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front, and the man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curls had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure that CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped, and Nana hung as she knit. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglasses man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. Here he is, looking out the bus window. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses, too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. There they are. The bus. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" Can you see what he's talking about? The boys are listening to music on their device. CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered, "like to close my eyes." Nana closed hers, too. Look at CJ. I think he closed his eyes, too. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. He saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound. And the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes, and everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back, and Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's paw. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis called. Here they are. They've gotten off the bus. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken, boarded-up doors, graffiti-tagged windows, boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled, and she pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful." Here's what CJ saw. Can you see it? Peeking over the top of the building right there? CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. And he wondered how his Nana always found the beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." Here they are. See them waving? And all the people are lined up to get into the soup kitchen. He thought that his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on." Look at all these people sharing a meal together. Isn't that a wonderful thing to do, to share a meal together? And that's the end. And when they were finished helping, they waited for the bus to come back and get them. Thanks, everybody. This is something I'm going to try to do with you every week. And when it's nice out, one afternoon, we'll all gather together out on the parking lot with chalk, and we'll read some Bible stories, and you can draw pictures of them and make them as big and wild, as beautiful as your hearts are. See you soon.